The quarrying happens in Jamaica. There's quarrying in Barbados. All right? I went to a workshop in November last year, and they were like, wow, they're willing to support. We have that wealth of information and knowledge and people who have lived through it. How can we share? What can we learn from your project? How can it be replicated? Okay? What can you learn from us? And that's where the technical knowledge and transfer of knowledge happens. So that's why we have this meeting being recorded. Okay? So how do you conduct a community meeting? How do you engage the community? What are some of the questions that people will ask? How do you respond to that? That is why we are documenting everything we've asked, also that everybody sign in a registration, so we keep in touch. We keep in touch. At the end of the day, a community could make a project a success, or they could derail the entire process. Okay? And we know that. So from the beginning, create that awareness. And you all are the guardians. This is your backyard. At 3:30 to get here. This is dear to my heart. I will make the effort to come. Okay? Because by training, I am a Trinidadian. I love my country. I study the environment. So this is my passion. All right? So here I am. So the project highlights, like I said, we started in August 2017 and we're in March 2018. Like I said, for the first phase, we're working with national quarries. The reason being, it is a state enterprise on state lands. That's the first order of business, that we work with the national agency. All right? And we're looking at identifying 2 training sites, rehabilitation sites, and Mr. Roberts will explain more in detail. We've done a site visit. They've confirmed the training sites for us and the area for rehabilitation. Now, I had mentioned that the European Union was here 2 years ago, and I told you this project was written up in 2011. We're in 2018. A lot has happened then. So what we initially had considered our rehabilitation site was absorbed under the EU project. So we found that week 1 of signing this project, we're like, okay, what the heck do we do? So we've gone to national quarries and they've identified newly abandoned pits where they're no longer going to excavate. It's just there, and that's the area that they're trying to prepare for us to rehabilitate. So it's a start, all right? It's a start. We're working with the Trust for Sustainable Livelihoods and the Ministry of Planning and Development, as well as the Northeast Conservancy. So we have gotten technical support from the forestry officers of this area. They're right there in Damery Hill. They know this is their home, they know. They've been very supportive to our process. All right? We're in the process of signing a letter of agreement between EMA and National Quarries to get that commitment, because they will be a partner in us and they will document what the process is and their involvement. Private quarry engagement, phase 2. We're looking at year 2 to 4 in this. So we want to start off, get it right locally in terms of national quarries, and then ramp it out. And it's a process, because remember, you're dealing with private quarries. So to get that buy-in, you can't just automatically say, hey, this is the project. It's a slow, gradual involvement. So we've left it for phase 2, year 2 to 4 of the project. The seedlings, we're looking to get it from the Ministry of Agriculture, and it's all about building partnerships. And like I said, the technical support for species identification, we've gotten it from the Northeast Conservancy. So they have more or less given us advice in terms of what is the best way to replant this area. All right? Moving on, we've sent letters to private quarries, to agencies for project steering committee. We've held discussions with the Quarry Association, and we've met with the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries. The Quarry Association, some people say, oh, they're bad easy. But at the end of the day, they realize that this project can benefit and enhance their livelihood. All right? Now, whether they put their money where their mouth is and become involved is another story. But you know what? It's how you engage people, right? What are the benefits? You have to be very clear on that. All right? We can hope for the best. All right. Okay, so this is where we'll go through with Mr. Roberts. He will go through in more detail. So, like I said, there's a grant under the GF Small Grants Program. And you'll go through it, Mr. Rouse. I wouldn't go through into detail because of timing, all right? So this is the site visit that we did in January 2018. So like I said, this is an aerial view of national quarries. Look at what's going on there. See? Not very nice to look at. This is what has been done in the past in terms of these are 2 rehabilitation sites. Look at that. Those are fig trees, and then this is a retention pond, right? So they can do fishing, like little aquaculture, etc. All right? This is where our van got stuck, and we were stuck in the quarry for, I think, 2.5 hours because it had rained the day before, and, you know, so teamwork. See? Teamwork. All right, now this is one of the potential training sites identified by National Quarries. You see those coconut trees there? It ain't coconut tree. If I didn't tell you it's coconut tree, you'd be like, what the heck? So those trees were planted and they just never prospered, they never thrived, they died. And look at the soil. So we have to find out now what are the best conditions, how do we rehabilitate that soil, and what type of plants would be best suited for this area, right? So that's one of the potential training sites. Next one, you see where the water running off there? Look at these gullies. Where is that water and mud going? Okay, that ended up in our water course, right? Look at that. So this is another opportunity in the training. How do you build berms, etc. And Mr. Roberts will go into the technical aspects of that as well. This is our project team. We've been silently meeting with representatives from the Ministry of Planning, Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, etc. So this is our small team, because sometimes when the team is too big, nothing gets done. All right, so this is the core team here on the training site. Okay there. This is the other second training site. So each one is different. So this shows where, I think that's what pigeon peas was planted here. It thrived, but not as best as it should. So we have to look at opportunities. How do we replant and revegetate this area? So lessons learned, and how do we document this, all right? So right now, as of January 2018, the IWEco, you remember that long project name I had shared with you at the beginning? Too much of a mouthful. So we're trying to call it IWEco Rock Trinidad. Rehabilitation of Quarries Project. Promoting quarry rehabilitation for a rock-solid future. All of these are just taglines, but this project, we're aiming to brand it as IWEco Rock Trinidad, right? And the reason is, it plays on the word rock. The main thing, quarry, sand, gravel, that's rock, not so? You're also looking that if you do quarrying responsibly, it will be there for future generations, you know? It is a finite resource. When it's done, but if you do it sustainably, you can do it in such a way that it will last longer and you will have more opportunities for future generations, right? So we've done a logo design and we're looking to do a project launch. Now, unfortunately, that has been delayed. It was supposed to happen this month, but due to some internal delays and sign-offs, we're hoping to probably do it at the end of April, early March. And certainly you all will be advised. Yeah, we can even have the launch here. We don't know. We're still looking for a venue for a site. We were looking to do it on the quarry itself. We're not sure how well that would work. So these were 2 possible designs that were submitted. We're more inclined to go with something like this. You all okay? BAC. All right. Where you have, you know, it's a quarry, so a hard hat represents quarry. We're looking at a little sort of plant in terms of, you know, to replant, to renew, and Valencia Rehabilitation of Quarries Project, because we cannot go and rehabilitate in South or anything. This project was specifically written for Valencia. So this project came to us, okay? We didn't decide well anyway. This is what was given to us. And then promoting quarry rehabilitation for a rock-solid future. So this one mainly will have to be reworked and retweaked, right? But I mean, it's something that we will also put out to the community and to the Quarry Association. What do they think of this being the symbol of the project. You know, is it effective? When you see this, is it something that makes you proud? Is it something that will make you want to be part of this project? Do you get, by just looking at this logo, what this project is about? You know, so all of these issues will be tested. All right, and then just in wrapping up, this project is unique in that usually communities go out or countries go out to these donor agencies and say, this is what we want to do. This is the project we want. This didn't happen in our case. This project was given to us, right? So we have to make the most of it. We cannot say, hey, well, we don't want this project or it can't work. It has to work. It was given to us. And I think it's something that will work. It's something that is needed, right? So it's an opportunity to get the community together, stakeholders, NGOs. We're working with quarry operators, private operators, right? Funding agencies, like I said, UNEP, Global Environmental Facility, all of these donor agencies. Once we show them that this is what we can do, who knows? This project, this IWEco project, came out of a bigger project called IWCAM, which looked at watershed management. They looked at more forests and mountains. And because that project was so successful, it didn't happen here in Trinidad, it happened in Tobago. We got this project. So who knows? Who knows? And especially when funding is very hard to do any sort of developmental work now, this is what we have to rely on, right? So it's an opportunity to have all the players together. Like I said, it's an opportunity for replicating up the islands, replicating here locally. So once this initial pilot project is a success at national quarries, then the quarry operators will say, hey, by law, I am required to rehabilitate my quarry. It worked in national quarries. I have to do it. We have officers. Let's get it done. All right? So that's what we're looking at. And then, of course, it's to promote the EMA's mandate for providing stewardship for resource management, right? That's how it came to EMA as the executing agency. So it raises the EMA's profile. Welcome. All right? And that's it in a nutshell.